now I get the pleasure and privilege of introducing a very important senator in this space from the other side of the Capitol, Senator Lankford, who has been an incredible leader in this space, who knows more about the subject than I think almost any of us, and he's been incredibly experienced, and we're delighted to have him here, and it's a great honor to introduce him. Senator, thank you for coming and for talking to us about this drone and the threat of Iran. Senator, great. Thank you so much.
You bet. Pleasure to see you. Well, good morning, everyone. I have to tell you, I have breakfast with a friend of mine who's a former member of Parliament from Ukraine. He's in town right now. He lives in Odessa, and he tells me about these, and that they listen to the skies, and they can hear these when they come overhead, and they know if they can hear them, they're okay, but as soon as they go quiet, they know it's coming immediately. And literally, after we had breakfast that day, he was telling me about the night before in his home with his family in Odessa, the number of attacks from that. There is this sense that at times that Iran will just be Iran and they will just stay where they are. But we know that's not true. We know that's not true from the Houthis, from Hezbollah, from Hamas, from the proxies in Iraq, from the proxies that are in Syria, and for what the people of Ukraine are experiencing right now. As Iran continues to test new weapons, and now they have a new customer, that is Russia, to be able to send over their weapon systems to be able to test how they can get farther, how they can go faster, how they can be quieter, and how they can deliver the munitions they want to deliver to the spot they want to deliver. They're perfecting their delivery techniques. And over the past decade, as they've worked to be able to enrich uranium from their claim of they just want to be able to do medicine and nuclear power, as they work to enrich uranium, it's always been a statement of, yes, they're enriching uranium, but they don't have a delivery system. Yes, they do. So we're approaching a very, very difficult moment. As I have friends of mine in Oklahoma, which you need to come visit, it's a beautiful state. California is pretty nice as well. But my friends that are in Oklahoma that are Iranian descent, those Iranian families grieve for their nation, for their families, for their friends that are back home who live under the oppression of this regime. And I remind them all the time, our enemy is not Iran. It's the regime that is dominating Iran. It's not the Iranian citizens, because they live under the same oppression that the families that I know in Oklahoma want their families to be able to live in freedom as they do now. So I try to make it very clear every time I speak, our problem is not with Iran and the Iranian people. It's with the regime that is actually spending the dollars, advancing their acts of terrorism and their ideological purity around the world, and finding a way to be able to threaten their neighbors, whether that be the UAE or Bahrain or Saudi Arabia or Israel or any other neighbor that they can pry into Iraq or into Syria, or now testing out new alliances with Russia and China. We have to be attentive. We have learned as Americans when we were attacked from Afghanistan that we can't just ignore and say they're thousands and thousands of miles away. It will have no effect on us. We know full well it will have an effect. So as Americans, we have to be very, very clear to say Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They have these weapons in a conventional format. If they're able to put a nuclear tip on that or on anything like it, or to be able to deliver on a ballistic missile, or to be able to deliver just nuclear waste and radiation, they threaten the entire region, and they know it. That's been their focus for all along. For my friends that are in Israel, they heard a chilling statement when the Organization of Islamic Cooperation met in March this year. They all gathered to be able to talk about what they wanted to be able to do about Gaza. And speaker after speaker stood up at the Organization for Islamic Cooperation and talked about two-state solution. And then the foreign minister from Iran stood up and said, we oppose you. It is a one-state solution. And it is the destruction of Israel. So for those of us that are the great Satan to the Iranian regime, or for those that are closer that are the little Satan, that is Israel, we understand the threats, and we have to be able to take it seriously. So that is sanctions, that is engagement, that is putting the pressure on Iran in every way that we can to say, we're not opposed to your people, but we will not allow you to be able to threaten the entire world, and we will not allow you to be able to bring that kind of terrorism to every place on earth, as you're currently practicing doing right now. So, if there's anyone that's Iranian that's hearing this, know that we're your friend. Americans are not your enemy. But if you are the IRGC, and if you are the regime, know that we will not allow you to be able to have a nuclear weapon, and we will put additional sanctions on you, and we will continue to be able to press, because we cannot allow that kind of threatening to be able to dominate the entire world. So thank you for those of you that are engaged.